New Mexico is a state in the southwestern region of the United States. It is one of the mountain states of the Southern Rocky Mountains, sharing the Four Corners region with Utah, Colorado, and Arizona. It also borders the state of Texas to the east and southeast, Oklahoma to the northeast, and shares an international border with the Mexican states of Chihuahua and Sonora to the south. New Mexico's largest city is Albuquerque, and its state capital is Santa Fe, the oldest state capital in the U.S., founded in 1610 as the government seat of Nuevo Mexico in New Spain. New Mexico is the fifth largest of the 50 states by area, but with just over 2.1 million residents, ranks 36th in population and 45th in population density. Its climate and geography are highly varied, ranging from forested mountains to sparse deserts. The northern and eastern regions exhibit a colder alpine climate, while the west and south are warmer and more arid. The Rio Grande and its fertile valley runs from north to south, creating a riparian climate through the center of the state that supports a bosque habitat and distinct Albuquerque Basin climate. 1/3 of New Mexico's land is federally owned, and the state hosts many protected wilderness areas and national monuments, including 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, the most of any U.S. state. New Mexico's economy is highly diversified, including cattle ranching, agriculture, lumber, scientific and technological research, tourism, and the arts. Major sectors include mining, oil and gas, aerospace, media, and film. Its total gross domestic product (GDP) in 2020 was $95.73 billion, with a GDP per capita of roughly $46,300. State tax policy is characterized by low to moderate taxation of resident personal income by national standards, with tax credits, exemptions, and special considerations for military personnel and favorable industries. New Mexico has a significant U.S. military presence, including White Sands Missile Range and strategically valuable federal research centers, such as the Sandia and Los Alamos National Laboratories. The state hosted several key facilities of the Manhattan Project, which developed the world's first atomic bomb, and was the site of the first nuclear test, Trinity. In prehistoric times, New Mexico was home to ancestral Pueblones, the Mogollon culture, and ancestral Ute, Navajos and Apaches arrived in the late 15th century and the Comanches in the early 18th century. The Pueblo peoples occupied several dozen villages, primarily in the Rio Grande Valley of northern New Mexico. Spanish explorers and settlers arrived in the 16th century from present-day Mexico. Isolated by its rugged terrain, New Mexico was a peripheral part of the Viceroyalty of New Spain dominated by Comancheria. Following Mexican independence in 1821, it became an autonomous region of Mexico, albeit increasingly threatened by the centralizing policies of the Mexican government, culminating in the revolt of 1837. At the same time, the region became more economically dependent on the U.S. following the Mexican-American War in 1848. The U.S. annexed New Mexico as part of the larger New Mexico Territory. It played a central role in U.S. westward expansion and was admitted to the Union as the 47th state on January 6, 1912. New Mexico's history has contributed to its unique demographic and cultural character. It is one of only 7 majority-minority states, with the nation's highest percentage of Hispanic and Latino Americans and the second highest percentage of Native Americans, after Alaska. The state is home to 1/3 of the Navajo Nation, 19 federally recognized Pueblo communities, and 3 federally recognized Apache tribes. Its large Hispanic population includes Hispanos descended from settlers during the Spanish era and later groups of Mexican Americans since the 19th century. The New Mexican flag, which is among the most recognizable in the U.S., reflects the state's eclectic origins, featuring the ancient sun symbol of the Zia, a Puebloan tribe, with the scarlet and gold coloration of the Spanish flag. The confluence of indigenous, Hispanic, Spanish, and Mexican, and American influences is also evident in New Mexico's unique cuisine, music genre, and architectural styles. The greater roadrunner is a long-legged bird in the cuckoo family, Cuculidae, from the Arido America region in the southwestern United States and Mexico. The scientific name means Californian earth cuckoo. Along with the lesser roadrunner, it is one of 2 species in the genus Geococcus. Yucca is a genus of shrubs and trees that are native to the warmer regions of America. They are known for their rosettes of sword-shaped leaves and large terminal panicles of white flowers. Yuccas are also popular in landscaping because of their unusual leaves and waxy, bell-shaped flowers. Yuccas are also known as Spanish bayonet and palmilla. They are easy to distinguish from agaves even when out of flower. The pinyon or peon pine group grows in southwestern North America, especially in New Mexico, Colorado, Arizona, and Utah. The trees yield edible nuts, which are a staple food of Native Americans and widely eaten as a snack and as an ingredient in New Mexican cuisine. There are 33 counties in the U.S. state of New Mexico. The New Mexico Territory was organized in September 1850. The first 9 counties in the territory to be created in 1852 were Bernalillo, Doña Ana, Rio Arriba, San Miguel, Santa Ana, Santa Fe, Socorro, Taos, and Valencia counties. Mora County was created in 1860. Following the Gadsden Purchase of 1853 to 1854, the northeasternmost part of the New Mexico Territory was ceded to the new Colorado Territory in February 1861, before the western half was reorganized as the Arizona Territory in February 1863, establishing New Mexico's present-day boundaries. Grant County was created in 1868, followed by Colfax and Lincoln counties in 1869. In 1876, Santa Ana County was absorbed by Bernalillo County. A further 14 counties were then created between 1884 and 1909, bringing the total number to 26. New Mexico was admitted to the Union as the 47th state on January 6, 1912. The Baca and Lee counties were created in 1917, followed by Hidalgo County in 1920 and Catron and Harding counties in 1921. Los Alamos County was created in 1949 and finally Cibola County in 1981, bringing the total number of counties to 33. The Federal Information Processing Standard FIPS code, which is used by the United States government to uniquely identify states and counties, is provided with each entry. New Mexico's code is 35, which when combined with any county code would be written as 35XXX. The FIPS code for each county links to census data for that county.
Top 10 largest cities in New Mexico.
Number 10, Carlsbad, New Mexico. Carlsbad is a city in and a county seat of Eddy County, New Mexico, United States. As of the 2020 census, the city population was 32,238. Carlsbad is centered at the intersection of U.S. Route 62 and 180 and 285 and is the principal city of the Carlsbad and Artesia Micropolitan Statistical Area, which has a total population of 62,314. Located in the southeastern part of New Mexico, Carlsbad straddles the Pecos River and sits at the eastern edge of the Guadalupe Mountains. Carlsbad is a hub for potash mining, petroleum production, and tourism. Carlsbad Caverns National Park is located 20 miles and 32 kilometers southwest of the city, and Guadalupe Mountains National Park lies 54 miles and 87 kilometers southwest across the Texas border. The Lincoln National Forest is to the northwest of town. Number 9, South Valley, New Mexico. South Valley is a census-designated place CDP and unincorporated community in Bernalillo County, New Mexico, United States. The population was 38,338 at the 2020 census. It is part of the Albuquerque Metropolitan Statistical Area. The U.S. Postal Service uses Albuquerque for all South Valley addresses. Zip code 87105. Number 8, Clovis, New Mexico. Clovis is a city in and the county seat of Curry County, New Mexico. The population was 38,567 at the 2020 census. Clovis is located in the New Mexico portion of the Llano Estacado, in the eastern part of the state. A largely agricultural community, closely bordering Texas, it is noted for its role in early rock music history and for nearby Cannon Air Force Base, current home to the 27th Special Operations Wing, which is also known as the Steadfast Line. A Paleo-Indian site was found near Clovis, where in 1929 a distinctive kind of stone spear point was discovered. These points were called Clovis points, and the culture associated with them was named the Clovis culture. The Clovis people were early inhabitants who created a widespread culture in the New World. The Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe railway system helped establish Clovis over 100 years ago, which continues to be a major hub of operations for that railroad and its successor, BNSF Railway. Also notable is the Southwest Cheese Company, the largest cheddar cheese producer in North America. It is the principal city of the Clovis Micropolitan Statistical Area, which is part of the larger Clovis and Portales CSA. Number 7, Hobbs, New Mexico. Hobbs is a city in Lee County, New Mexico, United States. Its population was 40,508 at the 2020 census, increasing from 34,122 in 2010. Hobbs is the principal city of the Hobbs, New Mexico Micropolitan Statistical Area, which includes all of Lee County. Number 6. Farmington, New Mexico. Farmington is a city in San Juan County in the U.S. state of New Mexico. As of the 2020 census, the city had a population of 46,624 people. Farmington and surrounding San Juan County makes up one of the 4 Metropolitan Statistical Areas (MSAs) in New Mexico. Farmington is located at the junction of the San Juan River, the Animas River, and the La Plata River, and is located on the Colorado Plateau. Farmington is the largest city of San Juan County, one of the geographically largest counties in the United States, covering 5,538 square miles and 14,340 square kilometers. Farmington serves as the commercial hub for most of northwestern New Mexico and the Four Corners region of 4 states. Farmington lies at or near the junction of several highways: U.S. Highway 64, New Mexico Highway 170, New Mexico Highway 371, and New Mexico Highway 516. It is on the trails of the Ancient Byway, one of the designated New Mexico's scenic byways. The primary non-government industries of Farmington are the production of petroleum, natural gas, and coal, and its function as a major retail hub. Outside of Farmington, the Navajo Mine Coal, operated by the Navajo Transitional Energy Company (NTEC), is used entirely for fuel for the nearby Four Corners generating station to produce electric power. Number 5. Roswell, New Mexico. Roswell is a city in and the seat of Chaves County, New Mexico, United States. The population was 48,422 at the 2020 census, making it the 5th most populous city in New Mexico. It is home of the New Mexico Military Institute (NMMI), founded in 1891. The city is also the location of an Eastern New Mexico University campus. Bitter Lake National Wildlife Refuge is located a few miles northeast of the city on the Pecos River. Bottomless Lakes State Park is located 12 miles and 19 kilometers east of Roswell on US 380. Chaves County forms the entirety of the Roswell micropolitan area. The Roswell incident was named after the town, though the crash site of the alleged UFO was some 75 miles and 121 kilometers from Roswell and closer to Corona. The investigation and debris recovery was handled by the local Roswell Army Airfield. On the 50th anniversary of the Roswell incident, an annual UFO festival was started. In the 1930s, Roswell was a site for much of Robert H. Goddard's early rocketry work. The Roswell Museum and Art Center maintains an exhibit that includes the recreation of Goddard's rocket engine development workshop, and Goddard High School is named after him. Roswell's tourism industry is based on urology museums and businesses, as well as alien-themed and spacecraft-themed iconography. The city also relies on New Mexico and Americana-related tourism, including the International UFO Museum and Research Center. Local American folk and New Mexico music performances occur near Pioneer Plaza and in parks around the city. It is a center for sequoia-like irrigated farming, dairying, and ranching. It is also the location of several manufacturing, distribution, and petroleum-related facilities. Roswell has a history of minor league baseball. This regional pride has resulted in Roswell receiving the All-America City Award multiple times, in 1978-79 and 2002. Number 4. Santa Fe, New Mexico. Santa Fe is the capital of the U.S. state of New Mexico, and the county seat of Santa Fe County. With over 89,000 residents, Santa Fe is the 4th most populous city in the state, and part of the Albuquerque and Santa Fe and Los Alamos combined statistical area, which had a population of 1,162,523 in 2020. Situated at the foothills of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, the city is at the highest altitude of any U.S. state capital, with an elevation of 7,199 feet and 2,194 meters. Founded in 1610 as the capital of Nuevo Mexico, a province of New Spain, Santa Fe is the oldest state capital in the United States and the earliest European settlement west of the Mississippi River. Its name is Spanish for Holy Faith, and an abbreviation of its formal name, La Villarreal de la Santa Fe de San Francisco de Asís, the royal town of the Holy Faith of St. Francis of Assisi. The province of Nuevo Mexico became a territory of Mexico after Mexican independence from Spain in 1821. It was ceded to the United States in 1848 following the Mexican-American War, and in 1851 Santa Fe was named the capital of the U.S. territory of New Mexico. It became New Mexico's state capital in 1912. The city prospered as the region's leading commercial and transportation hub for both Europeans and Native Americans, driven by lucrative trade and migration routes such as El Camino Real de Tierra Adentro and the Santa Fe Trail. Santa Fe maintained its status as the political and cultural center of New Mexico throughout the Spanish, Mexican, and American periods, which have each impacted the city's development and character. Blending indigenous, Spanish, and American influences, Santa Fe is considered the cultural capital of the American Southwest, and is widely regarded as one of the country's great art cities due to its vibrant art scene. In 2005, it was the first U.S. city inducted into the UNESCO Creative Cities Network. Santa Fe hosts over 250 art galleries, a large concentration of museums, and 3 annual art events: the Santa Fe International Folk Art Market, the traditional Spanish colonial market, and the Indian market. 1/10 of all employment is related to artistic and cultural industries, with writers and authors comprising the highest proportion of the labor force of any U.S. city. Santa Fe's cultural highlights include Santa Fe Plaza, Santa Fe Historic District, the Palace of the Governors, and Fiesta de Santa Fe. The city is also known for its contributions to New Mexican cuisine and New Mexico music. Among Santa Fe's many artistic institutions are the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum, the Chuck Jones Gallery, and the art collective Meow Wolf. The cityscape is known for its adobe-style Pueblo Revival and Territorial Revival architecture, much of which is preserved and protected. Number 3. Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Rio Rancho is the largest and most populous city in Sandoval County, part of the expansive Albuquerque metropolitan area, in the U.S. state of New Mexico. A small portion of the city extends into northern Bernalillo County. It is the 3rd largest city in New Mexico, and one of the most rapidly growing. As of the 2020 census, Rio Rancho had a population of 104,046. The name Rio Rancho derives from Los Ranchos, the Spanish colonial ranches established along the Rio Grande in the Albuquerque Basin and throughout historic Nuevo Mexico. There were large ranches also in neighboring corrals. Since the late 20th century, it has developed as a suburb of Albuquerque. Number 2. Las Cruces, New Mexico. Las Cruces is the 2nd most populous city in the U.S. state of New Mexico and the seat of Doana County. As of the 2020 census, the population was 111,385. Las Cruces is the most populous city in both Doana County and southern New Mexico. The Las Cruces metropolitan area had an estimated population of 213,849 in 2017. It is the principal city of a metropolitan statistical area which encompasses all of Doana County and is part of the larger El Paso and Las Cruces combined statistical area, with a population of 1,088,420, making it the 56th largest combined statistical area in the United States. Las Cruces is the economic and geographic center of the Mesilla Valley, the agricultural region on the floodplain of the Rio Grande, which extends from Hatch to the west side of El Paso, Texas. Las Cruces is the home of New Mexico State University, NMSU, New Mexico's only land-grant university. The city's major employer is the federal government on nearby White Sands Test Facility and White Sands Missile Range. The Organ Mountains, 10 miles and 16 kilometers to the east, are dominant in the city's landscape, along with the Doana Mountains, Rabaldo Mountains, and Picacho Peak. Las Cruces lies 225 miles and 362 kilometers south of Albuquerque, 42 miles and 68 kilometers northwest of El Paso, Texas, and 41 miles and 66 kilometers north of the Mexican border at Sunland Park. Spaceport America, which has corporate offices in Las Cruces, operates from 55 miles and 89 kilometers to the north. It has completed several successful crewed, suborbital flights. The city is also the headquarters for Virgin Galactic, the world's first company to offer suborbital space flights. Number 1. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Albuquerque, also known as a BQ, Burke, and the Duke City, is the most populous city in the U.S. state of New Mexico. Founded in 1706 as La Villa de Albuquerque by Santa Fe de Nuevo Mexico Governor Francisco Cueva y Valdes, and named in honor of Francisco Fernández de la Cueva, 10th Duke of Albuquerque and Viceroy of New Spain, it served as an outpost on El Camino Real linking Mexico City to the northernmost territories of New Spain. Located in the Albuquerque Basin, the city is flanked by the Sandia Mountains to the east and the West Mesa to the west, with the Rio Grande and Bosque flowing north to south through the middle of the city. According to the 2020 census, Albuquerque had 564,559 residents, making it the 31st most populous city in the United States and the 4th largest in the Southwest. The Albuquerque metropolitan area had 955,000 residents in 2023 and forms part of the Albuquerque and Santa Fe and Los Alamos combined statistical area, which had a population of 1,162,523. Albuquerque is a hub for technology, fine arts, and media companies. It is home to several historic landmarks: the University of New Mexico, the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, the Gathering of Nations, the New Mexico State Fair, and a diverse restaurant scene which features both New Mexican and global cuisine.